All right, we're here out in Prescott, Arizona today to do a relatively pretty short hike. It's only about just under 5 miles. It's a loop, and we'll be hitting two peaks today. One called Wolverton, and the other one called Quartz Mountain. Um, Here's the trailhead right here. Actually, this is the trailhead sign. The trailhead's actually over here. Um, but I thought this was actually pretty cool to see here on the ground. Yeah, it's pretty cool here. You can see this. Someone put this landscaping together. A peace sign over here. These rocks. It's already pretty warm out right now. It's almost 7:30 in the morning. It's pretty clear and stuff, but we are expected to have some thunderstorms. Perhaps they're saying like late this morning around maybe 11 or around noon. So we're going to try to beat that. I don't really care too much about being in the rain. That's not a big deal. But when you have thunderstorms up here, they can get pretty nasty. So wouldn't ideally like to be out here during that time. So again, it's only supposed to be about 4.7 miles and about maybe 1,000 feet of gain. So not too bad. And we're going to get this thing started. All right, we made it here on the top of Wolverton Mountain, elevation 6,666 feet. It took a mile and a half, almost exactly, from the trailhead to the summit here. And the summit kindly gave us a nice chair to sit in. However, the sun is just pounding on that chair. And it's really hot already. So I don't know, it's got to be at least in the 80s now, and probably even hotter in this Arizona sun. But absolutely beautiful views of Prescott Valley, or I'm sorry, of Prescott, Arizona. You could probably actually see the valley from here if you look in the right direction, but you could see all of Thumbs Butte and Granite Mountain and all the other surrounding peaks out here in the Prescott National Forest. So, but really cool hike. It was probably the steepest of the day. Um, you know, for anyone that's in good shape, probably not a big deal. Considering we haven't done one of these peak bagging adventures in almost exactly 6 months. You know, because sometimes life gets in the way, unfortunately, but we haven't been hiking all that much, so it's a little bit challenging for us, especially in this heat. But no big deal. It's good to be back out. And now we're on our way around the loop on our way to Quartz Mountain, which will be the next peak on our loop trip here. So off we go.
Let's go! Yeah!
All right, so we're just maybe another half mile or so down the trail off of the first peak, and already we can see Quartz Mountain. Why? Because, of course, there's quartz right on the top of it. The only other one that we have hiked similar to this is Quartz Peak down in the valley of Phoenix, in the Phoenix area. And this is pretty similar. It has quartz all on the top, but this one is called Quartz Mountain. And so you can see the trail is going to go down, and it just kind of rounds up to it. So it's not too far off the main trail. And actually, it looks like about it looks like 2 or 3 different trails that can go to the top. And that's the other thing about this hike is if you don't have an actual trek map of where you're supposed to be going, there's trail systems all around here. And I had to look at it at least maybe 3 or 4 times because we weren't sure which way, you know, it was forking or turning or whatnot, which one was the correct trail. And I did read about that on the preparation for this hike, that someone said that. They said if you don't have the trek map for it, don't do the hike. Otherwise, you're going to get lost out here. And now being out here, I totally agree. So anyway, on our way to Quartz Mountain. We made it here to the top of Quartz Mountain. As you can see behind me, lots and lots and lots of quartz. This is a beautiful summit, especially that approach as soon as we got up on the initial summit. Right behind me, through like a little bit of trees, was a big, beautiful white rock of quartz. Oh my God. I mean, immediately I started thinking that this is much nicer than even the bigger version of this, which I mentioned earlier, the Quartz Peak down in the Phoenix area. Both hikes were really nice. I mean, the hike itself, going up to Quartz Peak down in Phoenix, is phenomenal. The cactus and all that stuff, and the lighting in the morning. Oh, it's just really nice. Much better than this trail. I mean, this is a nice trail, but as far as the summit goes, I don't know. I'm thinking that this summit, as far as with the Quartz, is nicer. So if you ever get a chance to do both, I mean, I recommend both of them. But anyway, so we're here. It's 6,404 feet. Where we came from is right behind me. So we came down for this peak. We had a choice in the beginning of this hike to either do it counterclockwise or clockwise, and we decided to go counterclockwise, so that way we had the elevation to climb up and get a good workout in to get up to Wolverton mountain. So it was nice to get that out of the way, and I'd rather climb it and get a workout in than to down climb it later in the heat. So when we leave this peak, we have about a mile and a half of fire road or easy trekking to get back down to complete the loop. So, but for right now, we're just going to enjoy some drinks. We got here just in time where the sun went behind the clouds because the storm is starting to move in.
Yay!
But we will be long gone before that rain even starts. So it's going to end up being a perfect day for this hike, even though it's a little warm, but it's totally worth doing it in the morning. Get her done, get out of here before the rain and before the real heat comes, because anyone that lives or knows Arizona, the hottest part of the day is in the late afternoon. So we don't have to worry about any of that. We're just going to enjoy our time here and make our way down and get out of here. All right, we made it back to the Jeep. Final stats of 5.5 miles and 1,240 feet gain. Really, really good hike. I can tell you right now, it is really roasting hot right now. And thank God for this. Hear that? We froze this last night, thank God. Anytime you go hiking in this kind of heat, you should freeze your drinks. And it makes a world of difference because you're always going to have cold drinks. But man, yeah, I mean, overall, really, really good hike. Really happy we did it. It's only a half-day hike. It took us maybe just about 3 hours now to do the whole thing, and it's before noon, so we have the rest of the whole day, Sunday, to enjoy it. And more importantly, we beat the main heat that's going to be coming, because you can just feel it. It's just getting hotter and hotter by the moment, and we beat the rains. We had a little scare. It was like a bunch of dark clouds that kind of formed into one big cloud, but it never, released, and never, turned out to be anything. And now we got these white puffy clouds that are turning, somewhat white, somewhat dark, and the storm's definitely coming. So thank God we're back here and we're done, and we're going to go enjoy the rest of our day and our weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on the next hike.